me think of the kleshas in yoga, which are, the causes of our suffering. And I think it's one of the ways in which we lose our capacity to really feel free in our mind. And this is, the desires and the aversions. So kind of clinging to what we want, even if it's something we can't have, or jealousy over something that somebody else has, or a sense of aversion, like I don't want that. I don't want that to happen to me. I don't. That whatever is happening right now, I want to avoid it. I think a lot of times we tend to squirm when we're in these places in our mind, and so even if we have freedom on the outside, freedom on the inside, I think is harder to obtain sometimes. So, how do you work with this? I would love to hear your opinion about how, if you want to write anything in the chat, around what you do to help you when you are feeling bound by attachment or aversion. And these are only two of the kleshas, but they're, this sense that we get trapped into this in our minds. And then freedom in the body too. I think our asana practice obviously is so supportive in creating and cultivating freedom in the body. So even if you are working within range of motion that's available to you in any given moment, do you have attachment to, I wish this specific pain pattern in my body was different, or I wish that I could touch my toes, or, in your physical body, do you have a sense of this same thing, these kleshas of desire for something that you don't have, and aversion for something that may not feel great in your body. So if you want to join in on the chat, please do so, but just think about it for yourself as we begin practice. What are the trappings for you? Where do you get snagged along the way? And what can you do in your practice to support the release of these kind of push-pulls that the kleshas can end up being? So let's start by working with the breath. So first and foremost, find a good seat, a comfortable seat. And let's begin to feel into the freedom of our breath, and allow a sense of gratitude to be kind of the pool that you're swimming in. So a simple gratitude for the ease of breath, the ease of being able to inhale the good quality air, even if it's not perfect, the quality of air that you're breathing in. And the beautiful ease of the exhale. A lot of these trappings in our mind and body would quickly go to the back burner if our main focus was just trying to breathe. So let's have deep gratitude and really experience the joy of an easy breath. Feel your shoulders drop down. A sense of softness for the skin throughout your whole body. Can you start at the crown of your head and let the skin along your skull melt and all through your face? Open up, cross your collarbones, just an ever so slight, not a big one, but just a slight lift in the top of your sternum. Sense of support coming from the shoulder blades, like they are two beautiful hands resting on your back that you can feel supported by. An openness in the rib cage that's pliable, flexible, movable with the breath. Same, an open belly, an open pelvic floor that receives the movement of the breath. I think one of the ways that we can counteract our pitfalls of, kind of falling into the land of aversion and attachment is gratitude. So let gratitude be the flowing heart energy that it is, that on the movement of the breath, we can start to experience the moving gratitude. So we start with the gratitude for the breath, but what else? What else can you be grateful for in this moment? Counting your blessings is a beautiful way of inviting contentment, a sense of flow. Keep moving the breath, keep relaxing the skin. Place your hands together at the heart and bow in. And as you set an intention, remember to be in the flow of the breath and the flow of gratitude in your practice today. Let's release your hands and let's come onto your back. All right, so as you find your way onto your back for your practice, let's just start with some gratitude here. When you lie down, there's a different quality of energy. What is the gift here? And just keep trying to look for the gifts in the breath, the gifts in the moving body as we move through our practice. And the gift that our practice gives to our mind, the spaciousness that we cultivate. All right, let's go ahead and move and stretch. You can reach and lengthen through your body, breathing well. And then as you are ready, bring your knees to your chest and rock a little bit. Expectations are often preconceived resentments. So how can we have a sense of curiosity and a sense of anticipation for whatever's coming next without expectation, without judgment? So let's see if we can keep the openness that expectation can offer without the attachment to what's coming. All right, let's circle the knees. All right, how does your back feel today? Can you offer gratitude for anything that you're experiencing, even if it's discomfort? A lot of times, pain in our body teaches us patience, teaches us presence, teaches us a sense of how do we find the flow, the path that's easiest. So let's see what we can work with here. Let's open the knees away from each other and bring them back in toward each other, just finding whatever range of motion is available to your hips right now. And then take your right knee into your chest, your left leg comes long on the ground, and move your ankles about, so rolling through your feet, breathing well. Okay, let's change sides. Left knee and right leg comes long on the ground, and feel free to move your feet again. So rolling through your ankles, moving through your feet, taking a deep breath, letting that breath out. Explore any little movements that feel really nice in the body. Let's open everything out now. Spread open your wings, reach into your fingers and your toes. Let's rock the whole leg, internal and external, while we're here. So point your toes toward each other and then turn your feet out and let that happen from your hip joints. Slow or fast, just get into the openness of your hips, and then stretch again, reach into your fingers and toes. On your exhale, knees into your chest, pick up your head.
One more time, opening big and wide. Enjoy. Exhale, small and snug. Relax your head down, put your feet onto the edges of the mat and rock your knees left and right. Just opening up the hips in a different way, starting to feel a little twisting action in the spine. Breathing well. All right, let's turn this into a deeper twist. Lift your hips, scoot them over to the right. Knees come up and drop them left. And feel that the twist is now moving into your thoracic spine. Open up, turn your head to the right if you can. Big breath here. Feel your chest open. And then knees coming back up. Plant your feet, scoot your hips over to the left. Knees come up high toward your chest. Drop them to the right. Turn your head to the left. Finding the breath here. A big open inhale. A long fluid exhale. What are you grateful for in each posture as you explore the way your body feels in all these gentle movements? What can you be grateful for? Try to find the subtle beauty of every pose. Let's come back to center. Okay, spread your limbs one more time, reaching out. Exhale, knees into your chest. Feel your back round and then come over onto your side and come up onto your hands and your knees. Start with your movement in any way you want. You don't have to start in cat-cows. 100% you can start in cat-cows, but if you'd rather, do some side movements or wag your tail around first, just let your spine be as free as you want. So any movement pattern that feels awakening, freeing, to the body. Try to match movement with breath. It doesn't mean you have to inhale one movement, exhale another movement, but just feel that your breath is part of the rhythm of movement that you have, that you're not holding the breath anywhere, that we're opening up for the breath. Drop back to child's pose when you're ready. If you're still exploring your spine, go for it. Stay in your process. Drop weight down into your hips. Feel into the ease of your skull and your neck. Walk your hands over to one side or the other and explore the feeling in your rib cage. See if you can sense that connection from your finger pads down to the sit bone. Open up the ribs especially. And keep the neck as soft and relaxed as you can. And over to the other side, stretching again, lengthening through the side body. Breathing well, soft neck. Feel the rib cage expand. All right, come back up onto all fours. Another movement of the cat-cow if it feels nice to do so. And then finding our waking twist, reach your arm up. Feel the chest broaden and open. Slide that shoulder under and feel the thoracic spine. Open up the rib cage. See while you're here, if you can imagine that your entire rib cage can puff wider and bigger. As you drop out of the pose, face the ground, stretch the back side of your shoulders. Your arms still a bit underneath you. Drop back towards the child's pose. And then inhale and reach that arm all the way up. Hand coming down onto the ground. Switching sides. Lift that arm up. Enjoy the stretch. Exhale and slide that arm under. Gazing toward the ground. Feel the rib cage. Not just, of course, you'll feel the back of your rib cage, but also feel the sides and the front. Balloon out your ribs on the inhale. Condense on the exhale. And then slide back towards child's pose. Arm comes out a little bit. Face the ground. Collarbones wide. And inhale. And reach that arm up. Hand coming down onto the ground. Dog pose. So enjoy now finding your legs. So I hope that the warm up of our practice gives you a sense of openness in the body, coming home to the body, awareness, presence, and then also just the gift of feeling good. So feel free to pedal your feet here to feel any movement that helps you enjoy this posture. Keep the neck as soft and relaxed as you can, grounding your hands and your feet, feeling your femur bones lift up and back. Beautiful enjoyment of your body and breath. Start to slowly exhale down if you want. Come connect with the rhythm of your breathing. Walk your feet forward when you're ready to do so. Come into Uttanasana, bend your knees as much as you want to. Halfway lift, getting the spine to grow longer, thigh bones move back, open up your feet. And then melt again, bend the knees, soften, tip the pelvis forward, relax your neck. One more time, a halfway lift. The spine is growing spaciously, the back of the legs open up. Melt again, soft neck. Drop your seat and lift your chest, rise all the way up. Hey, if you're dizzy, always remember to squeeze to the midline, but if you're okay, open up your chest, lean back a little bit. Let's cactus, open the arms, a big squeeze in the back body, and then release the hands down and give the hands a big shake. Shake out the wrists, let anything kind of drip off your fingertips that you're ready to let go of. Okay, one more time, big open chest, and this time press your arms straight out, finger pads wide, spread your fingers as far apart from each other as they can, turn the eyes of the elbows up, lift your sternum, and then release your hands down and give them a good shake. Okay, take your hands behind you, take your left hand on your right wrist, pull down just a little bit so that you can feel the ear lift up toward the sky, stretching the side of your neck. Find the big flow of breath. Are you starting to embody gratitude a little bit more? And let's change sides. Tug a little bit on that wrist as you lift the ear. A little side neck stretch. Bring the breath right into those scalene muscles. Relax, shake out your hands. And we haven't touched into every little muscle yet in our body, but we've touched to a lot of places. So just notice your embodiment. Notice if there's a little more sense of aliveness and presence. Are you starting to feel a little better in your body, a little bit more alive and free? So whatever you're experiencing, let's go back to the feeling of the fluid breath. Ground yourself. Have a moment of gratitude for the way your body works, the way your breath works, the way your mind can focus on this moment, and anything else that's streaming into your consciousness to be grateful for. Take a deep breath, rise up with your arms, a little leaning back, look up, invite the day, invite whatever you want to invite in. And then swan dive forward, bend your knees and relax your neck. Halfway lift, spine gets longer now. Exhale and melt again. Let's step the left foot back, right foot comes forward to a lunge. Let's start feeling our legs in another way here. So starting to straighten and bend that front knee, move with your breath. Enjoy the way your hamstrings and hip flexors open up in this flow. You can lift your toes up off the ground if you want to. You can put your back knee on the ground if you want to. And then ground yourself. Feel your roots. Rise up when you're ready. Bringing a big open heart into the sky. Rise up. Feel the stability of your legs. Ground down. Try to protect your low back with your core so you're not compressing into your lumbar spine. And then let's cactus open the arms and press forward, lean forward. One more time, rising up. Exhale your cactus arms. This time arms back at your sides. Lengthen your spine forward. Reach your crown all the way to your back foot. We're going to bring the left arm forward and the right arm back. Extend those two hands away from each other. Find your breath. And then as you're ready, place that left hand down onto the ground or onto a block and turn this into a twist. Shoulders away from the ears. Finding your breath. Try not to let your knee fall out to the side. Keep your knee hugged in. And relax your hand down onto the ground. Bring your front foot back. Enjoy a dog pose. Full inhale and exhale. Let's come forward into a plank and enjoy that stable body. Breathing deeply. Shoulders away from the ears. Ground the four corners of your hands. All right, let's find the ground. Roll the shoulders a few times here. Inhale, open up the chest. Cobra pose. Exhale to come down. Remember to try to find the gift of every posture. What are you grateful for and the feeling of your body as you move? Is being present in your body starting to free the mind a little bit? Are you a little less trapped up with the attachments and aversions? Come up onto all fours and move your spine about. Anything that feels good. All right, find your way back up to dog pose, a long, spacious spine again. Maybe you like to take your feet really wide. Maybe you like to tuck your toes together. So explore all the ways your practice gives you gifts. Okay, let's bring our left foot forward into a lunge. Hands can come on blocks if that feels comfortable. And let's start to move your legs in this way. So straightening and bending the front knee, move with breath. You can go slow or a little quicker, whatever feels really nice in your body. Your front toes can lift off the ground. Your back knee can come down on the ground. So anything's possible. Make sure you're feeling your breath as you go. Let's go ahead and find our way into the ground. Root into your lunge. As you feel stable, rise up. Press and lunge. Reaching the arms upward. Feel that big open heart, a sense of spaciousness. Protect your low back. And you can do that in a couple different ways. Of course, core support will help. But so can bending the back knee a little bit to rearrange your pelvis where it is in space. Find your breath. Take a giant cactus, open up the chest, and then press your hands forward. Rising back up. One more time, cactus, this time arms back behind you. Palms facing the ground, engage your triceps, the muscles along your spine. Reach crown to back foot. As you're ready, right arm in front, left arm behind. Reach your hands away from each other. Enjoy the stability of your legs. As you're ready, hands can come down onto the ground and find your way into a twist. You can always Have your hand up on the block if you need a little extra height underneath you. Shoulders away from the ears. Try to stay stable on your legs so we're not letting that knee fall out. Keep lifting your back thigh. All right, hands come down, back to a dog. Lengthen through your spine here, breathing well. An inhale and an exhale. So let the exhale out all the way. Try not to rush the breath. Come forward into a plank when you're ready. Feel that sense of stability. We're gonna turn our bellies now. So turning to the right with your navel, chest faces the floor. Back to center. Turn our belly to the left. Chest faces the floor. Back to center. One more time. Where do you want to breathe? Just keep breathing. Back to center. To the left. Back to center. Put your knees down and lower your body to the ground. Roll the shoulders a couple of times. Feel that freedom. Take any back bend that you want. I feel like put my hands out in front of me. Maybe you're in a cobra or an up dog or something else. And then relax and melt. Scoot over to the right side of your mat. Bring your left knee higher, up toward your chest, forearms on the ground. Allow your hip to stretch. Just feel into that deep weight. Imagine that you could put a sandbag on the outside of that left hip. Weighting the hip into the floor. Let's turn it into a twist. So take your right arm and cross it over to the left side of your mat. Open up the rib cage. Okay, so start preparing your rib cage for twisting. We're going to move into a couple of other twists today. So enjoy the chest opening. And then come back around again, straighten your legs. Scoot your body over to the left side of your mat. Right knee comes up high toward your armpit. Forearms are on the ground. Feel both the extension of your left hip on the ground, as well as the deep flexion and rotation that's in your right hip right now. Imagine a sandbag weighting your hip down. Okay, let's turn this into a twist. Left arm crosses over to the right and twist open through your chest. Let the back of your hand touch the ground, both sides. Let the knee leave the ground as much as you need to for that to happen. Enjoy the beautiful breath. Come back around to center, straighten your legs again. Come up onto all fours and move the spine about. Find some balance. Round through your hands for a moment. We're going to lift the left leg up in the air and the right arm out in the air. Thumb up. Reach your fingers and your toes in the air away from each other. Stabilize with what's on the ground. Knee and elbow come underneath you. Give a little bit of a rounding to your back. And then inhale and lengthen it out again. Place that hand and knee on the ground. Enjoy 4 points of contact. Feel free to shake out your wrist if you need. Now we'll lift our other leg. So our right leg is lifting straight back behind us. Once we got that stability, bring your right arm out or left arm out in front of you. Thumb up, toes down. Stabilize through the core of your body. Ground into the earth with your hand and your shin and your knee. How's your breath? On your next exhale, elbow and knee come underneath you. Inhale, bring it out. Exhale, hand and knee down, back to child's pose. Enjoy the symmetry of your practice here. Stretch your arms out if it feels comfortable. Relax your back.
Take a full inhale and a big complete exhale. All right, let's find our way up, all the way to dog pose. Breathing deeply, feet hip width apart or wider, your choice with your arms and legs. And then walk your feet forward and come into Uttanasana again. Bend your knees if you need, relax your neck. Halfway lift, gather your spine into some spaciousness. And then melt again, relax your neck. Drop your seat, rising on up. If you're dizzy, squeeze to midline, otherwise a big open chest again. And then relax. Pause here in Tadasana. After moving for a half hour or so, how are you feeling? How is your body feeling? Are you more free than you were when we began? Are you more grounded? Do you have a better connection with the breath or the body? Is your mind a little calmer? If there's any trappings of the kleshas, is it starting to loosen? Observe the gift of your practice. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Your practice does not have to be complicated. You don't need me to guide you through. We all know how to do these poses and care for yourself. Let's have deep practice for the practice, or deep gratitude for the practice itself. Gifts of embodiment. Right foot comes forward and your left foot back. Shorten your stance. Reach your arms up. Find your breath. Let's take your left arm up and your right arm down. Extend and tip forward just a bit where you feel your core is engaged, your legs are strong, the neck is easy and gentle. And then bring that arm back up, 2 hands on your hips and lean forward again. Long, long spine. Rise up, 3rd time, we're going to interlace our hands behind our back. Open your chest up and lean forward from here. Ground into your legs, square hips, straight legs. Extend through your spine. Keep your chest broad without popping your ribs. See if you can integrate into your core. Okay. And then rising back up. Walk your back foot forward. Inhale, arms to the sky, step your other foot back. So our stance, remember, is short. We're not in a long lunge. You can always take your front foot, your left foot out to the side more. Find your breath. Okay. Bring your right arm up and your left arm down and tip forward a bit here. You don't have to go very far. You don't have to lean way far. You can, but you don't have to. So give yourself an opportunity to feel your grounding and your reaching, that you have the stability needed to extend in the body. All right, up you go, arm up in the air, and then hands, 2 of them on your hips. Open the chest, lean forward again, ground into your legs. So you're soft in the knees, rooting into your feet, square hips, lengthen through your spine. So there's a lot of work that has to happen to really hold yourself here. This is not a passive posture. And then come back up. And we're going to interlace your hands the weird way, the opposite way of your fingers crossing. Open across your sternum and tip forward one more time. Feel the shoulders open, the bicep tendons stretch. Reach your crown and hands along away from each other. Stabilize the core and the legs. Breathing well. Coming back up. Walk your back foot forward. Open the chest
Exhale and melt into a symmetrical posture, Uttanasana. Halfway lift. And relax. Step your left foot back, short stance again. So Parsvottanasana legs. I like lately to have 2 blocks underneath me for this, but maybe 1 is enough for you. Okay, so reach your, and we're gonna take our right hand on our hip, our left arm extends upwards. So find the legs. We don't wanna sink into our legs. We want to rise out, lengthen through your spine, reach that arm forward. Oh, looks like I don't need 2 blocks. So take whatever it is that you need, hand on a block or 2, start to twist open once you have your legs grounded. So feel your legs first. Root into the feet, an inner spiral of the thighs, wide sit bones, square hips, a long spacious spine. Stay rooted in your feet as you start to twist into a revolved triangle pose. Maybe your arm comes up, maybe you look up, maybe your hand stays on your hip. Notice if your chest is collapsing, keep the collarbones broad and those hands of your shoulder blades on your back. Try not to let your hip pop out, so right hip is hugging in, the inner thighs are rolling back. How is your breath? And then release the hand down, back foot comes forward, Uttanasana again. A halfway lift. Gather up the length of the spine, stretch it out, melt and fold. Relax your neck. Step your left foot forward, right foot back. A short stance, and you can have your left foot out to the left more if you need more stability for your pelvis, more spaciousness for balance, more grounding, whatever it is that you need. And rise on up. Hips are square. Breathing well. The right arm is lifting into the sky. Exhale and lengthen forward. Bring your hand onto 1 or 2 blocks, whichever you need. Before you twist, find your legs. Root into your legs. Inner thighs rolling back. A slight anterior tilt of the pelvis. The long, spacious spine. Keep the left hip hugging in instead of popping out to the side. Start to open up into the twist when you're ready. You do not have to turn your head up toward the sky, but you can. Shoulders down the back, firm shoulder blades, open collarbones. The ribs are twisting on your exhales. Keep grounded through your feet. Relax. Hands down onto the ground. Dog pose. A full, beautiful breath. A long, spacious inhale. And exhale. Come forward into a plank. Hold yourself in some steadiness. As you're ready, find the ground. Take your arms back behind you, palms facing toward the ground. Inhale, lift your whole body up. Well, as much as you can anyway. So the chest up, the arms, the legs, keep the neck long. Breathing well. And then melt and relax. Put your hands underneath your forehead, pick up your feet and rock them left and right. Back up onto all fours and then find your way back to child's pose when you're ready. You can skip dog pose if you want and just come up to stand. Otherwise, find another dog pose and relax into a melt through your skull. Enjoy the openness. Enjoy the breath. Then walk your feet forward, relax your neck. Drop your seat and rise up. If you're dizzy, you can always cross your thighs, squeeze to the midline.
Have a moment just to experience grounding again, Tadasana. Feel into the open breath. Grounding. Take your right foot forward, your left foot back. You can do this in many different ways. You can interlace your hands like we did earlier. Your arms can be down at your sides. Your arms can be up or out, or your palms together. So any variation for moving into Virabhadrasana 3, that's good for you. Open up through your chest. We're going to lean forward, hop up onto that foot, and find your way into Virabhadrasana 3. Seek your balance. The neck is spacious, the core is strong. Keep the whole body engaged. No matter what you're doing with your arms, the whole body's engaged. We're gonna come up, stand on that one leg, lift your knee up, cross it over, so our left thigh is over our right arm is over our left. Squeeze into the midline, finding your breathing. Unwind out of the eagle, knee back up. Step all the way back to Virabhadrasana 1. Heel comes down, open the chest. Exhale, hands down, back foot comes forward. Relax here, melt. When you're ready, rise back up. Take your time. So we're moving fairly quickly. So see if you need a slower pace, that's awesome. So you just take your time, move your practice. You know, ultimately, we want the practice to be so individualized, not only to you, but to this moment for you, not even you yesterday or I tomorrow, but this moment for you, not this moment for anybody else. Take an arm position that's supportive. Open your chest and breathe. Let your mind rest and knows where we're going now. Shoulders down. Let's bend the knee, tip up onto that foot, and find your way into your version of Virabhadrasana 3. Open the breath, strong limbs, feel your core. And we're going to slowly rise up. Don't worry if you're all over the place wobble-wise, it's okay. Cross your thigh over your thigh. Left arm on top, right leg on top, squeeze. Give a really good squeeze. Give a good breath under your armpits. And then we're gonna unwind, lift your knee, step back, heel down, Virabhadrasana 1, lift up to the sky, find your breath. Last pass through a dog pose, hands down, come into dog pose. You can always rest in child's pose. A full inhale and an exhale. Come forward into a plank, nice and steady. Find the ground as you're ready. Last of the back bends, your choice. Find what feels good. And then melt. Hands underneath your forehead. Pick up your feet and rock them left and right. Okay, we're going to flip over onto our back. Take a breath. Relax. Melt the shoulders. Feet on the ground. A big breath in. And a long exhale.
Now, after all that asymmetry, let's do something symmetrical. So we're going to come into a bridge pose. You can choose to do this actively with no block, just lifting your pelvis, or a block between your thighs. You can also choose to do this passively with a block under your pelvis. So what would help your pelvis to balance itself out? So choose whichever that is and find your way into the pose. If you're active, ground into your feet and keep your neck as soft and neutral as you can. No matter which variation you're doing, we're opening into the breath. All right, and then relax. If you're in an active posture, just be relaxed for a moment. We're all going to meet you. If you're passive, you're still up there perhaps, we're gonna all join you. So the block can be on its lowest height or middle height. If you want it higher than that, stack up 2 blocks, one right on top of the other, a wide, across your sacrum, not in line with your sacrum, across your sacrum. So you never want to put one block underneath your sacrum on its narrow little ledge. This is a lot of pressure for the ligaments of your SI joints, which we do not want to mess with. Having nice, stable ligaments for our sacroiliac joints is very important. So let's not mess with them. Breathing well. What are you grateful for in this pose? You have multiple blocks underneath you. Just make sure you're in a comfortable place. We're going to bring our knees up and toward our chest now. A little bit of traction, so you might need to adjust the block underneath your pelvis or blocks. And then as you're ready, lift your legs up in the air and just enjoy the gravitational grounding into your pelvis. Let your femur bones drop into the hips. Feel the ease of lymph and blood starting to move. It's fine if you want to move your feet or bend your knees or anything that feels good for this pose. What are you grateful for? Lower the feet down, come out of there, rest your whole back and pelvis on the ground, feet on the floor. A deep inhale, a steady exhale. All right, bring the knees into the chest, give them a good rocking left and right. Feel into the movement and the breath. Grab onto our feet and find happy baby pose. If you can't grab your feet, you can hold behind your knees, or you can just keep your knees into your chest, whatever feels nice. And now grab your 2 blocks, soles of the feet come together, a block under each knee or the outer hips, wherever is comfortable, to rest your legs open. So let your knees fall out to the sides and rest on the ground for a little bit of Supta Baddha Konasana. So make sure you feel like, obviously your hips are going to be opening, but you want to feel supported enough where you're not gripping and guarding your pelvis or anywhere else. Put your arms anywhere that you want. Melt your body as best as you can. Breathing deeply. Some steady exhales. Start to let your exhales get just a little longer than your inhales, inviting that parasympathetic nervous system to wash through you and give you a sense of ease. What are you grateful for in this posture? So begin to transition whenever you are ready for Shavasana. You can stay in this pose for the entire Shavasana if you want. So whatever you're choosing, see if you can, if you are transitioning, if there's anything else that your body needs, be sure to take that posture. You could just lay your legs straight and be here. So whatever's working to give you this deep sense of surrender. As you begin Shavasana, offer gratitude for your whole practice, what it offers your mind and body. And then give gratitude for the time, the safety, the comfort to be able to rest without needing to be alert, without any part of you needing to be on guard. You can melt as best as you can, resting your eyes, all the skin on your whole body. The jaw and the tongue are free. Experience the beauty of your breath, the freedom of your breath, freedom of your body, and the freedom of your mind.
Let's begin to deepen our breathing again. A full inhale, long exhale. Enjoy any movement that helps you transition from Shavasana. As you are ready, find your way onto your side and then up to sit. Bring your hands together as you are ready. And just notice the gifts of your practice. Let's have gratitude for the way our practice supports our well-being, mind, body, and spirit. Any freedom that you've cultivated in your practice, share the spaciousness of this energy with another. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.